I want to start today with a disclaimer. This is not about Brett Kavanaugh. It's not about Professor Christine Blasey Ford, and it's not about the Supreme Court. I said the same thing last week when I spoke on this commentary about some of the vile responses that women are met with when they report sexual assault. This is about the next time something happens to a young girl, maybe your daughter or granddaughter, and she has to decide whether to speak up. And make no mistake, she will look to how we treated the women who came before her, and she'll ask herself, is it worth it? Will they believe me? So with that in mind, I want to talk today about memories. It's amazing, isn't it? The things our mind will hold on to and the things it decides to forget. I mean, there are some days where I can't even remember what I had for lunch, when I forget about plans I made with friends or where I put my car keys. I will say that one is a daily occurrence. So how in the world can I possibly be expected to remember something that happened to me 10 or 20 or 30 years ago? Well, that is the wonder of the human mind. I have never been the victim of sexual assault, but I know women who have, and you do too, whether they've told you about it or not. And it never ceases to amaze me, the details that stay with them even after so many years. My friend and colleague in the press, Colleen O'Brien, tweeted about a man trying to get her to touch him in a hotel hot tub when she was just 14 years old. 20 years later, I can see his face, she wrote. I can feel his squishy, hairy thigh. I can hear him instructing me. I remember, and I believe her, because I know how strong some memories can be. I remember one time in my early teens, trying to keep my dad from killing himself. No, I can't tell you the exact day or the month or even the year. I can't tell you what I was wearing or what exactly I said. But I can remember so vividly using every muscle in my body to hold the front door of our house shut as he tried to pull it open. He wanted to go to the garage where he kept his guns. I remember feeling like my body was going to give out at any second, and that if he got out that front door, it was going to be my fault. And I remember how he smelled, a mix of whiskey and metal, of all things. We were in the front porch where my dad used to solder electronics. And I remember crying and wondering to myself at one point if I should just let him go. As the conversation around sexual assault continues, and as more women come forward, I hope we can all think about our own memories, our own trauma, whatever that trauma might be. Sure, we can ask legitimate questions about someone's motives for speaking out or about inconsistencies in their story, but we should never question the human mind's ability to remember, especially the things we would rather forget.